CCTV has captured the moment a wanted thief was tackled off an e-scooter while trying to flee from a shop in Barnet. Gavin Nichols was caught on camera emptying the contents of a meat chiller into a bag. He was tackled to the ground by a plainclothes police officer as he left the store and has been sentenced to 20 weeks in prison.
Now, the Met Police is still facing a huge financial headache despite the Mayor and central government increasing the amount of money the force gets. Sadiq Khan is injecting an extra £83 million. But when you do the maths, it leaves the Met £260 million short and the Commissioner deciding which services he might have to cut. Here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris.
Shoplifting is London's fastest growing crime wave. Offences are up 50% in a year. When Gavin Fonte helped himself to meat at a shop in Colindale, he had no idea plainclothes officers were waiting outside. Earlier this month, he was jailed for 5 months. More police on the streets was one of Sadiq Khan's key election promises.
We can go from rowing against the tide of a Tory government to having the winds of a Labour government at our backs.
But a fresh update from the Mayor about the Met's budget paints a less rosy picture. City Hall announced today the Met would get a further £10 million of council taxpayers' money, plus additional funding from the government. But Scotland Yard said it wasn't enough, and there would still have to be cuts. The top-up announced by Sir Sadiq Khan amounts to an extra £83 million, taking the Met's total budget for next year to almost £1.2 billion. That still leaves a £260 million shortfall, according to the Commissioner, who in December warned of a worst-case scenario.
This is an actual reduction in the headcount of those policing London by 2,300 officers.
Last month he revised the figure.
I haven't seen anything to suggest that we won't be losing probably more than 1,000 officers and staff.
Today, a spokesperson for the Met said it was facing substantial tough choices. The dog section, mounted branch, flying squad and Royal Parks Police are all thought to be in the firing line.
The one which is exercising people locally is cuts to the Royal Parks Police, which people might think is a nice to have, but it's an absolutely vital part of London's policing. They police an area which is roughly equal to the size of both Heathrow and Gatwick Airport combined. So to lose all policing from that massive space will be a huge blow.
So how many police officers will the Met lose? The Mayor wasn't saying.
There are going to be some tough choices the Commissioner's got to make. He's trying really hard to prioritise neighbourhood policing, to prioritise public protection, to prioritise the response the public receive. But I'm afraid one of the consequences of 14 years of austerity is, I'm afraid, tough decisions.
The exact figure should become clear in the coming weeks. Both the Met and the Mayor say they're hoping the government's spending review in June will mean more money. Simon Harris, ITV News, City Hall.